Okay, so I'm just getting started today. Just making the hole square and tidy, and this has just come out of the top. It's just a Garton's HP sauce, a rather common bottle. You see them quite often, but it's a start. It's one bottle. So yeah, just thought I'd show you that quickly with it being the first find, and I'll crack straight on again. Okay, well, I've just come across a couple of bits. First of all, this is a pot lid base. I'm hoping to find the pot lid that went with it. Again, I won't hold my breath. But yeah, I've found these and then found the pot lids that fit them, later on in the dig before. So there is a small chance, but again, I won't hold my breath. And I've also had this little pipe bowl, one I've never had before. And what it is, which you might not be able to make out, I can. It's a cricket bat, cricket ball, and the wickets, them three lines there, they're the wickets. And then just my little pointy stick here, the ball's there, and that's the bat there, leant up against the wickets. Same on the other side. But yeah, it's an interesting little pipe ball, a different one to take home. Okie dokie, I will crack on and hope to find some more goodies. Bye for now. Whew. Pooped. Finally at the bottom though, on the clay. Just where my fork is here, I've gone into the side and this has come out, which is to be honest, I'm not sure if they were a little perfume cologne or a little gum or ink bottle, but it's like a squashed bobbin reel. With the burst top or the sheared lip, whichever you prefer to call it by. But yeah, it's a little bit. It's better than nothing, but as usual I'll be hoping for a little bit better than that after all the digging I've done. And on that note, I'll crack straight on and hopefully be back in a bit. Just come across this jam pot. Now, I've found hundreds of these. Every now and again, inside them they either have nothing, might have another jam pot, or sometimes they have a little bottle inside. I've only ever found one once with a little pot and it had a little 2-ounce poison inside. So I won't hold my breath, but let's have a look anyway. And it's completely empty. Again, as expected. So yeah, carry on. So I'm caving the hole in as I go. What I'm doing is I'm sort of channeling under a little bit, then pulling the face down and then mucking it out. Sometimes there's bits in the soil that falls to the floor basically. And I watch every shovel as I'm throwing it out to make sure I don't miss anything. And I've just turned around to see this on the floor. I've not checked it yet, I thought we could check it together. But one thing I can see is it's got ribs on it, it's hexagonal and it's blue. Now it looks intact from this angle. Could be a hole in the other side, could be a chip on the other side of the lip, but let's have a look. Wee-hee. Looks good. Let me just feel that lip. Got anything on the back? There we go. That's it's a 1 ounce poison. Oh, not to be taken, should I say. But they're still classed as a poison bottle, really, because they've got the warning ribs on the side. You know, you wouldn't want to drink it, you'd end up very poorly. As always, my camera doesn't want to. You can just see there, hopefully, it says not to be taken on there. So yeah, that's just a small 1 ounce version. And it looks a nice light blue too, when I just held it up to the light then. I won't show you on here because my camera screen just goes all white. It can't handle the sun. My phone is a vampire. But yeah, it's a nice light blue one. Usually all the others I've dug are quite dark blue. So, just threw that out of the hole. That's why you should watch every shovel. Righty dokie, back to it. I've just had this one fall out. Still with a label on. You might recognise it, you might just be able to see it. It's a little OXO pot. You can see it says there, OXO, 1 ounce. So on the other side, OXO, 1 ounce. And partial label on the back. It's unfortunately you can't rescue the label. Take a lot of work to keep that label as it is, I believe. But yeah, there you go. Tiny little old OXO bottle. Ah, yuck. I just spilt some of the contents on my leg. But yeah, just thought I'd show you that quickly, and I'll get back to it. Right, so as you can see, some nice fresh ash down there. Doesn't seem to be too much of it, but there is some. And up here, sticking out, got a half-pint skirted blob top with with the flat shoulders. So I know one thing. I know it's not an Arnold & Co, which is the most common bottle on here, because they didn't come in that shape, unless there's an earlier one or a later one that perhaps does that I'm not aware of. So that's one bottle eliminated. So let's see what it is. Oh, it's a P. Milner. Hang on a minute. Nice one. No chips. Nope. Maker on the back. No maker. So yeah, that's a P. Milner half-pint skirted blob tops with his flat shoulders. And this one's sticking out here. Hang on a minute, the hole's trying to cave in, but it doesn't matter because it's pretty much safe, is this hole. I've got loads of room to move out of the way. the worst that can happen is when I'm on my knees, it might just bury my knees a little bit. But generally I'm quick enough to get out of the way. Anyway, this is sticking out. I know what this is. I can see this here. I can just read HO, and I know all day long that that's a hose source. If it's anything different, I'll be very surprised. Yeah, hose source. Another very common bottle to dig. So yeah, back to it again. Okay, just quickly, just to prove a point really. I mean, it's got its shoulders and head missing, but it's got a label on it, and I can see that it says black leather. So this was some kind of black leather cleaner or polish or, you know, buffer or something. But had it not had a label on it, most people would have just branded that a plain sauce bottle. So yeah, like I say, just to quickly prove a point that there's a lot of assumptions made in this hobby, and not everything is what it seems. Okie dokie, bye for now. Right, 3 items here, and I need to be quick because this hole's taking no prisoners at the moment. Firstly, down here, I think it's a snuff, tobacco or mustard pot. Whether it's intact, I don't know. Let's see if I can get my hands in there. Nothing inside it. There we go. No print. So there we go. Mustard pot, tobacco, snuff perhaps. Not 100% sure. Right. Next one. I've got a feeling it's going to be a Warwick's and Richardson's Newark. Correct. Couldn't have been anything else, could it? Right, and then a slightly more interesting looking one here, although I do like that pot. It's a green skirted blob top. I'm hoping it's got something different to what I've seen before on it. Let's have a look. Yes! Hang on, let me not get my hopes up. Let me just double check the base for any chips. Check the lip, no chips. Job's a good one. Yes. There we go. It's a Pratt & Son. Lincoln with the local emblem on there. Come on, bloody thing. And it's an internal threaded one, actually. Said blob top. Let's get it into the light. Okay, so that's first one of those I've had. It's a nice change. Green as well. Happy day. Come on. Okie dokie. So 3 finds and 2 of them are decent. Well, lucky what we got here. Is it a poison? Is it not to be taken? Or is it one of the plain ones that just has the 3 ribbed panels? Let's find out. It is, not to be taken. Look at that. Not anything else on it. Beauty. I'm gonna guess 4 ounce. Yeah, I think that's a 4 ouncer. That's a beauty. Nice, well struck embossing. Brilliant. Ooh. Yeah. Right. Okie dokie. Let's get back to it. So, big black glass, plain wine, maybe green or amber. Just looks black in the ash. There's only one way to find out, and these are always plain. If this had anything on it at all, I'd be very happy. But I think it's just going to be big and plain, as always. Yep, it's actually amber. I'll try and show you. There we go. But it's intact. It's not melted, so that's good. Right, back to it. Just spotted this one right at the bottom, and I hope to be wrong, but I'm running my fingers along it and it feels like there's lines running across it, which means they're just the measurement lines, you know, so it might be a teaspoon or 2 teaspoons worth, and the lines are an indication of that. I'm hoping it's not. I'm hoping it's like a rare medicine or chemist bottle or something, but let's find out. Wrong on all counts. It's an Eno's fruit salt. I mean, to be fair, the lettering on that looks okay. Could be a fairly early one, I could be wrong. They could have just been like that forever. It's been a while since I've dug one, to be honest. But the lettering looks slightly more serif than what I remember it. But we shall find out. At least it's intact. I've just had this interesting looking stopper out. It's what is it? Let's have a quick look. Truman Hanbury Buxton, and it says Riley patent on it. It looks like an eagle. My bird knowledge isn't that great, but pretty sure that's an eagle. Nice looking stopper. Shame the bottle's not with it. But we'll keep looking. Could we have a saviour here? I've just taken a load of soil to the back of the head. Yeah, a bit of a cave in, went straight over the top of my head, but I only leave not even half a foot of soil above me, so all that happens is it just breaks up around me and I get a little bit dirty at worst. However, I've just spotted this. I'm guessing it's just plain. It's got a fairly early lip to it, I can see that. But has it got anything on it, or is it a tablespoons? Let's have a look. Plain that side and plain that side. Yep, big plain meds with an early-ish looking lip. Right, just have another bit of a clear out, make it safe again, and will it be printed? I really doubt it. It just looks like a plain stoneware cream pot, but not the usual colour, so a little more interesting. Let's have a look. Yep, just as I suspected, plain. It's quite nice. Usually they're just like a really dull brown colour. It's more of a softer colour, but better than usual. Be even better if it were printed. Never mind. Okay, I am done. Been here many hours now, and I've had enough. So time to go home. Just a quick rundown. Got the C. Pratt and Son with the nice pictorial on the front. Got cream pot. It does actually say something cream on it. I'm not sure what the something is. Pot. Got the pipe in there with a cricket bat on. Little light blue poison. 1 ounce that was. And then the 4 ounce not to be taken. Which I'm happy with. Bit of interesting crockery. Arcadia. Royal Semi-Porcelain, A.J. Wilkinson Limited, England. Then all the usual plain sauce bottles, wine bottles, big pickle jar, two big plain meds, and 3 jam pots. And on that note, I think I'll get my bits and start to head off home. Okie dokie, see you next time.